All right, everybody. So we're gonna get started on Jason's car. I'm gonna set you guys up on a tripod right here, and we're gonna be installing the short spindles. So hopefully everything goes smooth, and let's make this car super low. Alrighty, so we're gonna remove these two bolts right here straight out the bat. These are for the really nice, I believe these are GSF or ISF Brembos. Alrighty, so I had to do it off camera because I needed two hands. We started off by disconnecting the speed sensor because I don't want to break it or nothing like that straight off the bat. So, alrighty, so now you have the rotor off, the brake caliper is off. You can see there's no tension on this brake line at all. I have it up by this nice S little hook. Now we'll disconnect the spindle, which is with this nut, and two at the bottom. Make sure you put all your hardware together just so you know exactly where it's going to be. This little tool up there, and basically how that works, you can go to AutoZone and get this, by the way. You can rent it out for like 50 bucks, I believe, but if you rent them, you have to pay for it, and then when you trim them, they give you back your money. So I just decided to keep the tool because I thought it was very handy. So basically how it works, this gets pushed up with this bolt, and it's actually a 15/16 wrench. And so let's go ahead and take that off. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen these bolts back here. Alrighty, so ended up getting that last bolt off. You can see this is all nice and loose now, which is why I said leave one bolt on, just barely threaded on by hand, so you can go ahead and remove it afterwards. And here we go. Here's the naked spindle. And you want to make sure you do not damage the back of this whatsoever. There's little magnets in here, and if this gets damaged at all or anything like that, that could be a bad thing. You're gonna have an ABS light or a traction control light on your dash, and nobody wants to deal with that. Two more bolts on the bottom. And just like that, that is how you remove your spindle bolts. Alrighty, so putting the two side by side, obviously the dirty one is the OEM one, and the gold one is the shortened one. You can see it was cut and welded right there, and they're about the same right there. So you can see it's shortened an inch. And whenever you cut your spindle, you always, whatever you cut from here, you want to add to the bottom, just so it fixes the level of your geometry of the suspension right here. And to do that, Jason bought these really nice Megan RCAs. The RCAs, basically how it goes like this, and then you put this on top, and it's gonna sit just like that. And from there, you're gonna put in the two bolts, and so let's go ahead and do that. And lefty, righty. Let's go ahead and thread these bolts in. I don't want to damage nothing, so I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I can do it by hand. It'll be nice and easy, but I don't want to use this one because I mean there is variable speeds on this tool as well, but I feel like this one has a little bit too much torque compared to the other one, and so this wouldn't cross thread anything or anything like that. So let's go ahead and tighten it up with this one. Alrighty, so those are on, and now we're gonna go ahead and torque it. So go ahead and put this on, drag this a little forward, grab a bolt, put the other one. So I tightened up all the bolts and I used my Milwaukee gun. Sadly, I could not fit this fat ass torque wrench in there, but I went in by hand too, and I did it as tight as I could. And I already know it's not gonna come off again. We're gonna go ahead, take off that nut and washer from earlier, and there we go. Everything is reinstalled, everything is nice and tight. We torqued this already. This side is done. Just gotta throw on the wheel, air it out, and let's see how it looks.